Hey guys, it's me, Aspielauren again, and today I want to talk about acceptance. Acceptance is one of the first and most important ways of healing autism. Acceptance does not mean refusal to treat yourself or your child's symptoms. That's a symptom of denial. Acceptance means being strong enough to overcome society's barriers of being different. When we accept someone on the spectrum, we increase their overall happiness. When they feel happy and accepted, it will be much easier for them to act neurotypical. When you feel good, you're going to act good. And when you accept them as who they are and choose to be happy for them, it will increase your happiness and well-being too. Acceptance means understanding your child's diagnosis, getting the appropriate treatment as needed, and overcoming any embarrassment the illness may bring, as I just mentioned. When you're faced with an embarrassing or stressful situation, the parent or caregiver should inform anybody else that might be involved about your child situation. And acceptance means being realistic and not forcing the person to constantly act to society considers to be normal. Acceptance is not tough love. Tough love may work for a neurotypical person, but it won't work for someone on the spectrum. Why? Autistic people are very open about their feelings. They will say it like it is, whether they're upset or not. The autistic person does not give up when doing something, and when they're pushed to do something, they will get out there and do it no matter what. And if they have a goal, they will push themselves to do it. Acceptance means getting to know the benefits of having the autistic person. They tend to have talent that most of us don't have. When they are given the chance and in the right environment, they will thrive. And guess what, guys? For those autistic people that are able to have a job, their attention to details and all that, and their OCD behaviors can also have a blessing. They're probably more likely to be millionaires than what the average person is, because they're so attention to detail about everything, and that makes having a budget easier for them. So woohoo on that part. And on to a story about me and why I think acceptance is important. Why am I putting in a story about myself? Because I want to raise awareness about the importance of accepting people on the spectrum. When I was younger, as I mentioned in previous videos, that people on the spectrum were not accepted. If you were accepted, it was rare, and you were conformed to act to neurotypical standards. Just a few years ago, it wasn't understood about autism. When I was much younger, I wanted so bad to be like everybody else that I would do whatever it took. I refused to draw discipline, and when I was offered a job, vocational rehab at times offered me a job coach when I would get the jobs that I wanted to take. It didn't matter whether I took the training for it or not. What I wanted was for my bosses and my teachers, other children when I was in high school, and coworkers on the job to be patient enough with me to accept me for who I am and work with me on things. It would have been so much easier on me. That's society's biggest problem for people with autism. They don't understand it. And I always wanted a higher education, struggled to maintain a high GPA. When I first graduated from high school, I took college classes at our local community college, and a year later I went to beauty school. I had the same issue with prejudice about my disability continued when I was in beauty school, and I thought it won't be so bad on the job. And as much as I tried to be normal, it continued. And it was really frustrating that people were so flipping prejudiced against me that I couldn't even relax enough to be normal. And it was so embarrassing. No wonder I had such horrible self-esteem. After trouble with keeping down jobs in the hairdressing field, I went back to school, finished off where I started off at. In 2008, I went back to our local Christian college, wanted to get admitted to their counseling psychology program because I felt like I could help people on the spectrum. Even though I graduated there with a university studies degree 3 years later, I will be frank that the professor was prejudiced against me. He would not let me in the program because I had Asperger's syndrome and I struggled, and he saw me have meltdowns. I felt like I could have empathized better with my patients than someone that's not on the spectrum because I knew what they go through. And I would even have an idea of what another mental health patient would go through. That's my story. And in this video, I hope I explained something about why acceptance is important. If we can accept people with autism, we will be able to see the blessings that they have. If we're able to accept them, their blessings will show much easier, and it will be a lot easier on ourselves as a neurotypical person too. Thank you. Amen.